Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Talkin Kop, Thursday, the 6th of June. Still nothing happening at Liverpool Football Club. They've given a manager a job, and now they can't find them to do an interview. Like a little, just give us a little something, Arnie. Give us a line or two. No, fuck off. I'll see us in July. Is the attitude from Liverpool? So nothing happening, and so we're going to continue on with our series called what did we call it? Can't remember now. Poor Strings. That's what we're calling it. Purse strings, but we've gone a double act tonight. Ashley, Matt, they're both going to go through this squad. I don't think they're going to pick it to pieces, but they're going to give you what they would do during the summer transfer window. Kev has had a go. Chris has had a go. They've got mixed reactions from people. A lot of people just getting upset, shouting stuff, and it's like, lads, it's a Tuesday or Wednesday night. There's nothing happening. People are just picking players. It's not like it's being forwarded onto Liverpool Football Club and go, here is the gospel. Go and do it by the end of the summer. Relax. It's all right. But we're still going to put Matt and Ashley through the ringer tonight to see what they come up with. So, boys and girls, here is how it's going to work. As always, you have £350,000 sterling in wages as a buffer because of the departures of Thiago Alcantara and Joel Matip. You can start on that. You start on a zero balance of transfer funds. There's no war chests here. None of that. Oh. You can go through your goalkeepers, your defenders, your midfielders, your forwards. You can sell, you can loan, you can buy. And at the end of it, I will tell you what squad you have, how much you've spent, net spend, because people love net spend, and then how much you come out on wages. Chris had about 115 grand left in the bank. He's a miserable fucker. He's paying people nothing. Like, how much are you paying him a week, Chris? 11, 12 quid? 12 quid an hour. And Kev broke even on the wages and spent about 50 million. They were both around the 50 million mark. So I'll come to you first, Ashley. How confident are you that you're going to get out of this in the next 24 to 40 hours alive? Because people will go, what is she doing? How confident are you of staying alive in this game?
I don't think I went too crazy. I did not sell everybody. So I think it was pretty conservative. And I did think about why I chose certain players. I might have gone a little bit conservative, but
okay.
I'm okay with my choices.
Okay. Kev fully expects to see the net spend fully blown apart. All the years of penny pinching blown away. Is that in real life or just what Matt is going to do? Because Matt, I have a feeling you're going to sign 3 centre backs in a last late ditch attempt to go 3 at the back for Liverpool. But are you confident of staying alive in the next 40 hours?
I listened to Kevin Chris's to get a feel for the format and get an eye on the competition. They both, I think, came out with 7 out of 10 ratings. It seemed like from the chat, and I'm aiming to go first. I might not stay there, but I'd like the end. Go into the weekend being the highest rated. I'm being very reasonable, and I think I've got very good players.
Okay, nice. Right.
Very confident.
Okay. Remember he said that. Here we go. Right, goalkeepers. At the moment, we have got Alisson, we have Queeveen Kelleher, and we have Adrian, who will be staying at the club because he's been offered a 1-year deal. You have to take this into consideration, okay? You can't just turn around and go, I don't care if he's been offered a deal. I'm selling them anyway. So you have to take that into consideration. So goalkeepers, as I said, 350 grand as a buffer. You're all good there. Kev reckons Matt is going to spend like Madrid on Red Bull. And Kieran reckons the rumour is Matt wants Thiago back on 300 grand a week. So let's see how we go. But I'm going to start with Ashley. Ashley. Alisson.
I'm keeping.
And then you've Kelleher.
I'm selling.
Okay, so he's going. And Adrian, okay. So I'm writing them 3 down. Okay, Kelleher. You're selling him. Are you selling him with your buyback? Are you selling him with sell-on clauses? And how much are you looking to sell him for? Because the 2 lads have gone around 25 million, but you're well within your rights to go, 15 is probably the max we get. Or you can say, no, I'm not doing it for less than 50. You can do whatever you like.
So I put 25 with a buyback option.
25 million.
I think if you go too high, it doesn't do the other team any good. So 25 with a buyback.
Okay. Adrian stays.
Yeah, unfortunately. But it's a specialist position. I don't expect him to play.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It seems like the team likes him in the dressing room. So
Okay. So just let's go North America, right? America, Canada. Let's talk here for a minute. Isn't it amazing how he's literally the third goalkeeper at Liverpool, right? And people lose their fucking minds over this. Lose their minds, right? Over, we won't win a thing. Adrian in the squad, he never plays. He never plays. It's like saying, let's go American football, right? The third choice quarterback never fucking plays. No one knows who he is. Joe is probably his name. Okay, he had an uncle once that maybe have played NFL, and they're like, his uncle was shit. The Patriots are going to win nothing with this guy, but he never plays. This doesn't happen in these games over in America. I have to say / Canada because Matt gets very upset. It doesn't happen, does it?
No. I don't think Adrian is on exorbitant wages or anything like that. It doesn't seem like he's blocking a pathway. The only knock against him is he's not English, because pretty much every club does this. You have an old jobber that's just there. He's your third. It's like being the third string goalie on a hockey team. You're never going to play.
Yeah.
You probably don't even bring your pads to the rink. You're so doubtful that you're going to play.
Actually, the third choice goal, the third choice keeper in hockey, right? That really, I'm struggling, right? He's literally, the chances are he's just a friend of someone on the team who likes to, I'll just tag along here. Listen, you can be third choice goalie. Isn't that what's happening? So why do we get so upset?
I don't know. I mean, for me, he's basically like a goalkeeping coach. I mean, I think he just got his badges for whatever Jota and Matip also got their coaching badges. So I think of him as sort of a specialist position to train the goalkeepers, as close to being a coach as you can get.
Yeah.
While still being a player.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me. If it makes the team happy, it makes the team happy. You need to keep the leaders around.
It makes so many people unhappy.
Adrian is my wife's favorite player, as much as I try to talk her out of it, because she's got a very strong memory of the Super Cup and Adrian winning that for us. And she was like, yay, Adrian. She's like, I love Adrian. I'm like, shit, he's garbage. But you're right.
Yeah, I know.
He never plays.
Madge Apple says they're still traumatized with the Atletico Madrid game in 2020. Fair. That's fair. When I think of Adrian in goal, I think, fuck me, no, right? But he simply doesn't play. He doesn't play. He's literally there in case, honestly, if we end, it's just, I just can't get around. I've never seen a fan base go absolutely so crazy about, a third choice goalkeeper. It's like Scott Carson. Scott Carson is about 40, right? And
he's English. But he's English.
But he's third choice goal for Man City, right? And honestly, the only mention he gets is, right? The only mention he gets is, Jesus, he's had to win another Premier League medal there, right? He hasn't, but City will give him one. And that's the only mention he gets. And the funny thing is, if City played tomorrow and their second goalkeeper got injured, I always forget his name, right? Ortega, right? Ortega gets injured. Scott Carson's in. He's literally in. You know what I mean? But it never ever happens. But anyway, sorry, it just gets to me how much. So sorry, actually, goalkeepers. Yeah, I presume you're bringing a goalkeeper in.
I am. Yeah. I'm departing from Trafford. I am going to push the boat out and try to get Verbruggen. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yes, from Brighton.
Yeah. My reasoning is he's 21, which is the same age as Trafford. Yep. He's Dutch, so he's going to have a connection coming in. Mm-hmm. He played 27 times, which is almost identical to the number of games that Kelleher got this season.
Yeah.
And I think you can offer him Champions League football. And I also think that we're in a very unique place where I actually think we do need to rotate Allison a tiny bit. So I think that he gets games. So he's the one that I'm going to try to get.
How much is he costing you, though?
So market value says 15 million. Okay. They paid 16 million for him. I said 25. So basically an even swap with Kelleher, because I think Brighton's a selling club. They want to make money.
Mm-hmm.
New coach coming in. I don't know.
Have we any idea how much money Verbruggen is on at Brighton?
He's on £35 million per week.
Million? Thousands.
Damn.
Sorry.
I was like, Jesus, like we've no money left.
No,
Like
not
we have the
million.
best.
Sorry.
We have the best backup goalkeeper of all. Like we literally, but we've no money. Okay, but we have a second goalkeeper. 35,000. So I'm thinking you're gonna have to offer him 50k.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm okay with that.
So you've added 40k really, because Keller's on about 10 grand a week, right?
Yep.
You've added 40k to your budget there, but on your wages, but you have not lost any transfer money. Okay? So you sit on a net spend of 0 after that, and you have 310k now as a buffer. Matt, are you doing the same?
I'm also selling Kelleher. I would like to, if he hadn't done that interview and really put out into the public sphere his desire to, push his career on, I would be of the mind to keep Kelleher for another season, because he is literally the best backup goalkeeper you're going to get, especially that we're going to get. He's perfect for us. We can't upgrade our second string goalkeeper from Kelleher, but he wants to move on. So trying to continue in the vein of being, having some humanity about you as a director of football, I'll let him go for, I don't care how much. I'm on board with the Trafford thing because I don't care that much about the backup goalkeeper, as long as it's a wash between whatever Kelleher goes for and whatever it costs to bring Trafford in for me. But I would put a 20% sell-on clause in Kelleher's contract.
Okay, so you're not putting a buy back, you're putting a sell on at 20%.
Yeah. Let him go. Let him have his career.
Adrian's in, and you're going for Trafford.
Yeah, sure.
And
This is full Phil Casey. This is the only point of it that I had to go full Phil Casey on. Don't care. It's a backup goalie. Okay,
no worries. And I think we had Trafford on around the same money as you would be have on for Verbruggen.
Yeah, 40, 50k, something like that.
Okay, so that again would leave you. That would leave you with 0, and you also with 310k as a buffer. Okay, cool. Okay, fairly straightforward. The James Trafford thing bemuses me, but anyway, we move on. Defenders. Okay, I'm going to ask you both this question straight off. Trent Alexander-Arnold signs a new deal, correct?
Yep.
Right, that's 100 grand gone off your wages straight away, because he's definitely getting like astronomical money to sign his next contract at Liverpool. All right, I think he's on about 100 and he's north of 150, I think, at the minute, and I think he's going up close to £250,000 a week at Liverpool.
He's at 180.
What?
He's at 180 right now.
Yeah, I think he's going north of 250. Honestly, I think he becomes the biggest paid player at the club when he signs this new deal, apart from Salah, who will leave within the next 12 months. So Trent for Ashley is okay, and that's 100k. Then you have, let me write them down again. You have Gomez, you have Bradley, you have Kwanzaa, you have Kanate, you have Robertson, you have Simicast. Is that right? Not missing anyone there? And VVD, sorry. VVD, obviously. Right. So, Ashley, Gomez stays. Keeping. Okay. Yep. Bradley with the same?
Yep.
Yeah. Kwanzaa?
Yep.
Kanate?
Yeah.
Cool. Robertson?
Yes.
Simicast?
He goes.
Okay. VVD?
He stays.
Signs a new deal?
Yeah, but on the same terms.
On the same terms. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people have gone that way. Okay. Simicast seems to be fairly popular on being the one to go. Yeah. Okay. So, how much are you looking for Simicast?
50.
Oh, God. Whose dog seeing what cat? Yeah. Okay. Oh, if Matt
My dogs are elsewhere.
If Matt gets attacked by a cat or a dog here, right, this show is over. It's completely over. So hold on. So how much are you looking for Simicast?
15.
15 million. Okay. And I think we said somewhere around the 50k mark that he may be on with regards to wages, right? I think that's about right. And look, we're not going to pretend that we do every research into every single thing. We're going on a little bit of ballpark. It's more about names in and out. So you're selling Simicast for 15 million. You're taking 50k off the wage budget. You have got rid of Matip's gone as well. Obviously out of last season's squad. So defenders wise, are you bringing in 1, 2, 0?
I'm bringing in 1.
1, okay. Who was it?
I'm bringing in Max Kilman.
Oh, okay. I think if Shawnee's watching, he's going to like this. Max Kilman from Wolves. How much?
So I said 50 million for Max Kilman, which
50.
yeah, I think I might be overdoing it.
Oh. What contract has he got left in at Wolves?
So that's why I overdid it. So he's contracted till 2028.
Ah, okay. So he's 5 years left on his 4 years left on his deal.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 years left on his deal. Possibly their best defender.
Yeah, he's their captain.
He's their captain. I don't think 50 million. I don't think 50 million is ridiculous. Then,
Okay.
if he's captain of Wolves and their best defender, contracted for another 4 years.
Yeah.
What age is he?
He's 27.
27. Okay. Yeah, I think Chris Brack does say Wolves need money too for the PSR stuff.
So
you may have gone a little bit high. I think I'd say probably 40 might do it.
Okay. I mean, Wolves turned down 30 million for him last year.
Okay. And did he sign a deal in between then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then 50 is probably the number. Because, like, we're only saying today, 20 million quid just gets you a bang average footballer now. It's like, nothing special whatsoever. Sam Tandy reckons 40 million plus 10 million add-ons. Kev is pointing out he's 27. He's in his prime at 27. Will do.
Yeah, well, he's Premier League proven. And one of the things I think with a new coach coming in, I want someone like that's a leader at the back, and I want someone that knows the league inside and out, and I also want someone with a good injury record, and he played 38 games last year in the league. So
he played every game.
Yeah.
No, he played every single minute for Wolves last season. He didn't start one game, and that's the only minutes he missed for Wolves last year. His injury record is perfect.
Okay.
And
Kev
he
O'Sullivan
covers
says
left back and center back.
Kev O'Sullivan says Bayern paid 45 million for Kim Min-jae. Yeah, but what's your point? Like, what contract was he on Napoli? What had he got left on Napoli? I mean, you can't. You see this. You can't just compare this to this. It's different. We're another year down the road, and actually, do you know what? I think it's harder to get. It's getting harder and harder to find good centre backs as much as we go on about the sixes and stuff like that. So Kilman at 50. I think. Yep. Do we know how much he's on a week?
He's on 15.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
which is
so
one of the reasons why I thought it was doable.
Yeah. Okay, so are we offering him like 50 grand a week?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Shawnee's going to hear this and he's putting them straight in here on Sunday. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so what you've done there is you have evened out on the money, on the wages, but you've spent 35 million overall on defenders, okay? So that means you are 35 million of spend and you still have 310k. Really good. Okay, 15 grand. Kim Min-jae is a top centre back, a really top world class centre back. Yeah. Anyone watch Bayern this year?
Yeah, he didn't stand out in any of the times I watched Bayern this year. But I respect Kev's opinion on football players, so
Bayern Munich also signed Eric Dyer because he had an issue at centre back. That's all I'm going to say. I think Kim Min-jae is an okay centre-back. I think he's a good centre-back. I think he's a bit overhyped, to be honest with you. A little bit the time when United signed Varane and everyone said they were going to be world beaters, and they weren't. What age is Kim Min-jae? Funny enough, just let me know that. Trent, sorry, you don't. You go down to 210k because your Trent money brings you down to 210k actually. So you've gone with Kilman. Trent is in for Matt. Gomez.
Yep, Gomez stays.
Bradley
definitely stays.
Kwanzaa.
Absolutely.
Kanate.
He gets sold.
Kanate sold. Okay, jeez.
Yep.
Right. Robertson.
Stays.
Simicas.
Sold.
Okay. And Virgil van Dijk.
Re-signed 3-year deal. Trent 5 years, Virgil 3 years.
Okay, same terms.
If you'll accept that, if it has to get sweetened a little bit by, $5,000 a week or something like that, I don't think that's going to break the bank for me. But whatever gets him to sign another 3-year contract.
Okay, so talk to me. That's Simicas. Are you looking at the 15 million again?
Yeah, right and around there, recoup what we paid on him, but it's not like he's over the hill or anything like that.
Okay, 50 million and 50k. Kim Min-jae is 27.
Same age as Max Gilman.
Yeah. Okay. Right, talk to me. Kanate.
It seems like he might feel that he's lost his place in the Liverpool squad after the emergence of Kwanzaa last season. But with the changes that I'm going to be making in the center half core with the 2 additions I'll be bringing in, he's going to feel that even more so. So I think it's probably best for Ibu Kanate to move on in his career. I imagine you'd probably get 60 million for Ibu Kanate. If you're talking Kim Min-jae and Max Kilman at 45, 50 million, Ibrahima Kanate is younger. He's got a higher ceiling. He doesn't play as much, man of the match in the Champions League final. He's got a bit of a spotty injury record, but he's still got massive upside to him. There's a club that's got a pile of wages that they could fill that has been having a quiet revolution of hiring the best young French players, and Ibu Kanate seems like he's going to be at the heart of a defensive partnership with William Saliba for the French national team. I can see him going to PSG for 60 million, 65 million.
I'll give you 60. You're not getting 65.
I'll take 60.
Not on a player you spend 26 on. And averages 15 league games a season.
He's good, though.
I actually think you don't get 60. But it's up to you. In my opinion, I think you struggle to get £50 million for him.
I think the quality of his play when he's not been injured, when he's been able to string a run of games together, I think that stands in his stead. And there's not a lot of players that you're going to find that don't pick up injuries. Is it willing to? Are you willing to have a player like Diogo Jota on your team because he scores goals? At the back end, you want a little bit more stability. I get that, but I still feel that he has incredible upside. I am also in the same breath selling him because I have concerns over his fucking injury record. So, if you need to knock that down to 55, I'm okay if you knock that down to 55. But I don't think you can quote Max Kilman at 50 million because even though he's got a literally perfect injury record, because newsflash, I'm also one for buying Max Kilman. He's missed 39 days through injury in his entire career. He's missed 6 matches.
I'd say his wife had a baby and he took an extra bit of paternity leave.
No, he had a bruise on his ankle, so I'm presuming he got kicked really hard or he kicked somebody
for 39 days. That's Dejan Lovren fucking levels of stuff. Do you remember the time Dejan Lovren limped off at Wolves and didn't get seen for 6 months? We're like, where is this fella gone?
The exact opposite, though. The exact opposite. He has never been absent since then. But I think so.
But you see. Oh, well, no, I'm not going to say anything. Right? Okay, 55 million. How much is Ibu Kanate on a week?
Did I write that down? No, I didn't get that one down. It won't be too much, I can't imagine.
70, 80 grand a week?
Maybe. Probably not even that. Like 65 maybe? Well, I'll let somebody in the chat come up with that because I'll talk about who I'm going to bring in then to replace them.
Okay.
Max Kilman, I think is an absolute no-brainer to fit the system that I'm going with for all the reasons that Ashley says. I also think he's eminently gettable. So Chris Brack said that Wolves might be, up against the wall a little bit in terms of PSR. I also think you can go to Max Kilman and go, listen, you're obviously never going to be the number one guy at a top level team. You can continue to be the number one guy at Wolves, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or you can be the number 3, number 4 guy at Liverpool and challenge to win some trophies. And I think he's at that point in his career now where you'd be able to pry a player like that away from a team like Wolves. If we can't go to Wolves and take their captain away from them, then we're not flexing our muscles properly in the transfer market. So I think you can get Max Kilman. And the second player to talk about flexing muscles in the transfer market, I think you go and you get Jared Branthwaite off Everton.
No,
you pay him £90 million.
I've been waiting 2.5 shows for this to come up.
You pay them £90 million, and you take Jared Branthwaite, and you play Virgil van Dijk on the right side of center half. You play Branthwaite in his natural left-hand side position, and you use Virgil van Dijk to cover the gaps that are left by Trent Alexander-Arnold when he goes forward.
Okay.
That's how you fix our defense. You put
Branthwaite
in there.
Branthwaite and £90 million you're going to pay for him.
Yeah.
Okay. How much are you paying him? Completely up to you. There's no way he's on more than 20 grand a week at Everton.
I think this is a perfect opportunity to go back to the structure that Michael Edwards showed in the first stint when we were buying players like Mane and Salah. I think you start him on 85, 90,000
85 grand a week.
Yeah. He's on fucking buttons at Everton.
Yeah, so you don't need to go up to 85, do you?
No, but I think it's a statement thing. I don't know. Are you going to pay £90 million for somebody for a transfer fee and then give them $50,000 a week in wages? That seems a bit crazy. So I think you're making a statement because for me, he starts beside Virgil van Dijk as the preferred center half partnership.
Okay.
And you use that to help ease the pressure on Kwanzaa to break through. Because Kwanzaa is a full year, maybe. And you bring in a
£50 million Kilman as your third choice.
Yes, because Joe Gomez will be used almost exclusively as backup for right back and left back.
Okay. So you're saying, let's say 80k on Branthwaite, right? Just to even it out, because I don't like doing the fives a lot.
Sure.
The fives annoy me. So, fair enough. So you've spent £140 million on defenders. Okay. But you've brought in 70. Okay. So you are plus 70. Now, wages wise, 100, 150, 230, minus 70 is 150, minus 50 is 100. So you are sitting on 210k as well, somehow. Because you're so connected.
Kev there says United apparently offered $55 million for Branthwaite. So
I think
if somebody's better at negotiating than me, we could have some money left in the bank after this. But I'd be willing to push the boat out on Jared Branthwaite. I think he solves a glaring issue in our squad.
Okay, so as we move into midfield, actually, you've spent 35 million quid and you've 210,000 of your buffer left, and you have spent 70 million quid and you also have 210k of your buffer left. Okay. Midfield. Let me not miss one of these. Endo, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Elliott, Jones, Bajcetic. Am I missing anybody? Endo, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Elliott, Jones, Bajcetic. Am I missing anybody? Don't think so. I always miss one. I'm all right? Okay, cool. Ashley, are you selling any of those players?
No.
All good. Good stuff. Would you like to bring in a midfielder, Ashley?
Yeah.
Just one?
Yeah, I'm just bringing in one.
Okay. Who are we adding to the midfield fold?
I am jumping on the train. I'm going Ederson.
From
Atalanta.
Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't really care if James Pearce has said no or
don't mind
whatever. I don't care.
Don't mind him.
I think he is the most defensive-minded 6 that is currently available in that age range that we can get. He's 24. And I think that I think the wages are doable, as opposed to some of the others. And I mean, the outside choice would be Zubamendi, but I think Arsenal has done too much groundwork there.
Okay. Ederson, Atalanta, how much?
So I said 55.
Okay, £55 million.
Yeah.
Any background on Ederson? How much did he sign him for? How long has he left on his deal?
His market value is, it says £35 million.
Well, that's gone up because of the Europa League and stuff like that.
Yeah. He's 6 foot tall. He's on 42 a week.
Okay.
So,
what are you giving him?
I was teetering between 60 and 75.
Yeah, I had 70 in my head, to be honest with you.
Okay, so we can put 70.
Okay, 70k. And you're bringing him in with the idea of him being...
He's our 6.
He's your 6, and you
He's
may put...
one of our 2 6s, I guess. I think, he's either sitting with McAllister, or I guess we could theoretically see how it goes with Trent. I don't know how I feel about Trent.
But you feel he's an upgrade on Endo with regards to physicality, passing range, whatever it might be. You feel okay? No, that's okay.
I think Endo is our squad kind of James Milner guy.
Yeah.
I think he plays in our cups. I think he plays in our lower end Champions League games, and I think that Ederson takes the starting spot. And I want to see him. And like I said, I think McAllister nail down that pivot.
Okay, cool. So with that, you have now spent 80 million, because you haven't sold a midfielder, and you have a 140k as a buffer going into your forwards. So you're doing all right. 80 million is not bad, because I think you might end up around 80, if I think how things are gonna go. Anyway, Matt, are you selling Endo, McAllister,
Nothing.
Gravenberch?
No sales out of the midfield.
No
Everybody
sales.
stays. Nope.
Elliot Jones, Bojcetic, all staying in the squad.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's 7 midfielders.
I am bringing in one.
He's going for one.
I'm bringing in. He's 23 years old, 6 feet tall. He was our number 1 target to play as the 6 last summer, early last summer. He was a lot of clubs' number 1 target to play in that 6 position, and everybody missed out. Manuel Ugarte has completely fallen out of favor at PSG.
Okay.
He has not featured barely at all. He played He had 25 appearances last season for PSG. The majority of those were in the first part of the season. Whether it was Luis Enrique doesn't rate him, or just Vitinha and Zaire Emery and there's another guy in there, a Korean guy, I think, like that seemed to take up the PSG midfield positions. He's completely fallen out of favor. There's been rumors that he's possibly on the way out, that PSG could be looking to replace him with somebody like Bruno Guimaraes, possibly to take his position, which is none of my business. But if Ugarte wants out of there, we desperately want.
How much?
Everybody did. Everybody thought he was the number 1 6. They bought him for £52 million last summer from Sporting. Mm-hmm. And I think about the same gets him out. Because the player does not want to be there. I'm not doing
2, so I'll do 50 million.
Sure.
Cool. 50 million.
Ruiz
he's going to cost you a pretty penny in wages, though. Because if he's gone to PSG, they're paying. And he's only on
100,000 a week from what I could see currently at PSG, which shocked me. I thought he was on, Man United money for that. Yeah. So I think, 150 a week with the same sort of thing, a deal with the understanding that after 2 years or a year, we'll re-sign you and bump your wages up and add that extra year on like we used to do.
Yeah. So what's the starting wage? What are you going at? 100?
150, let's say.
You're giving him 150?
Yeah.
Okay. No messing around here.
So Chris Brack says, apparently the issue with Ugarte is his passing. PSG dominated the ball and felt he was too poor on the ball. That's totally fine. In my system, the only thing he has to do is the thing that made me happiest with Endo last season of get the ball back and give it to Alexis McAllister.
Okay.
That's all I want Ugarte to do. He is described as a destroyer, a terrier type, and he's a little bit more progressive than a player like Paulinho that is, also pretty useless on the ball. But I think that between Ugarte and Branthwaite, I think that solves the two biggest areas for improvement in the squad going forward from last season, with two players that go right into the starting 11.
Okay. So you are now sitting on 125 million of a spend, and you have 60k of your buffer left. Okay. You all right with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Into the forwards. Actually, let me name them for you. Like you don't know who they are, but let me name them for you. Jota, Núñez, Gakpo, Salah, Diaz. Okay, Jota, what's happening, Ashley?
I'm keeping them all minus Diaz.
Okay. Diaz seems to be getting... Can I ask you a question? Are you keeping them all minus Diaz because you don't feel Diaz will fit what Arne Slot wants to do, or you just don't feel he's shown enough potential for what he was when he came, or the whole personal situation with he wants to kind of go somewhere where there's a lot of Colombian community and stuff like Pete literally has him living in Colombia land in Barcelona. What's the reason?
So my reason is that I think we're overstocked on the left-hand side. And I think that Gakpo and Núñez can both handle the left-hand side. And I think that because he's coming up to, I believe, the last year of his contract, he's 28. I think if we're going to get any money for him, it's going to be
2 years left in his deal. Yep.
2 years, sorry. I just think this is the time if we're going to sell a big player. I like him. I actually think he might work going forward, but I kind of feel like he's the sacrificial lamb in this game that we're playing to raise funds.
Okay. Somebody said to me today he's on £56,000 a week. Now we had him on 100 grand yesterday, but listen, what do you reckon, Ashley? How much are we getting? How much is he on? And
Diaz is on 56.
Wow, 56. Okay, so then and how much are you selling them for?
70.
Everyone is around the 70 mark, and let's just say 60, right? Because I'm not doing those odd numbers, all the sixes. So you're selling for £70 million, 60 grand a week he's on. People are saying that, Barcelona links won't go away. Megan says, do they have the money? Well, listen, the thing with these clubs in Spain is, right, Real Madrid have literally spent like billions on a new stadium and just went, and we just give that fella over there 300 million quid to sign for us. Like, they don't play by the rules we play by. They simply don't. And Barcelona are pretty much the same. Like, literally, Barcelona couldn't register players, right? This is brilliant. They couldn't register players, right? And then they just went out and went, oh, by the way, we're taking the top piece off the new camp and we're just going to make it a bit bigger because Real Madrid have done that, so we want to do it. It's literally like not being able to pay our bins, right? And then walking in the house and going, I'm putting an extension on the house. You know what I mean? But you can't pay the bin tag. It's like £6 a week. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I want 100 grand fucking extension on the back of my house. It's madness. 70 million, 60k. I presume you're bringing in an attacker.
Yeah.
Okay. One attacker?
For the time being, yeah.
Oh.
I want to see where we're at.
Okay. What's the one?
Bakayoko.
Thank you. You're the fourth person this week that has looked at bringing in somebody on the right-hand side. Thank you.
I think we need to. I think Mo's out the door next year, so.
Okay. Bakayoko from PSV, isn't it?
Yeah.
Loads of people I know love him. I haven't seen enough of him. I should really go and watch YouTube links of him, but I haven't. One, because why should I? And two, the music is usually horrendous. You know that music that they play on this? Yeah. It's like fucking German trance from the 90s. So Bakayoko, how much is he costing you?
So I had between 60 and 75.
Ooh. Is he that highly rated?
I think you can get him for 60.
60?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, wages-wise, there's no way this fella's going over 50
He's
grand
on
a week.
15.
Oh, he's on 15, so 50
Currently
grand.
on 15. So I think
traveling...
50 with room to grow.
Yeah. Okay. I like it because I have a feeling you're going to see Mo, if you're doing a 4-2-3, I think you see Mo going either central as a striker or dropping in as a 10. And you think you'll see an awful lot of McAllister playing beside the 6. That's what I think. And looking at the little bits of Feyenoord, they like people on the wings that literally terrorise fullbacks. Like terrorise them, run off them, run at them, come inside, come outside. And when they come inside, they have a purpose. And when they go outside, they have a purpose. So, like for me, Salah doesn't seem to have a purpose going outside people. But he has a lot of purpose when he cuts inside. Do you know that sort of way? So I like that signing. I really like that signing because I think it's forward planning, but it's also just shifting that forward line around a little bit. It's just turning it a little bit rather than going left for left. Now a lot of people in the chat are screaming for Anthony Gordon to be signed by Matt because we've signed Jared Brantway, or he's signed Jared Brantway. So actually, that would leave you right on a spend of 70 million in total, and you're literally gone down 10, so you have 150k as a buffer still. Right, you've only spent 70 million net, which is quite good. Right, Matt, Jota, Nunez, Gakpo, Salah, Diaz.
Same as Ashley. 4 of them stay. Luis Diaz out the door.
Right, well, I'm giving you 70 million and I'm giving you 60k.
Done.
Okay.
I'm going to take part of that 70 million and I'm going to go. You said nobody's gone with the right-sided attacker, but Chris went with one yesterday, and I'm going to go the same way. I think Brian Mbumo is a great, great shout. I think he's got a lot of the same things that, like I said about Max Kilman. I think you can go get him from that club. I think you can go to Brentford and go, we're taking Brian Mbumo, and we're going to give you, I don't know.
How much did I have? How much did I have on Mbumo in it? I have all the notes here somewhere. That was Kev's. Let me see. I'm trying to find Chris's one. Was it on this one? No, it must be on here somewhere. Sheets everywhere. Just names of people written everywhere. That was Ivan Tony. That was Kev. And Mbumo, 50 million and 55k a week.
Sure, I'll take those numbers.
Okay. I think Bakayoko the first proper right-sided signing I'm looking at with a forward planning within that. That's what I think.
I think
I'm amazed his name hasn't come up.
This is the reason why I didn't entertain it and why I was also happy to see Diaz go, because Diaz is different from because I agree with Ashley. We do have a surplus of players that feature the best for us on the left-hand side, but Diaz is different, being that out-and-out winger. I've made my moves here under the assumption of playing a 4-2-3-1 that reverts into something of a 4-4-2 off the ball. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to get out of the mindset of thinking about every player, whether they're currently at Liverpool or potentially coming to Liverpool, through a Jurgen Klopp lens.
Yeah.
Because I think the teams are going to play differently, and it's going to be harder for some people than it is for others, adopting to that change that certain players just don't play in the same way anymore. So when I was going through my final roster, I kind of broke it down through the quarters of the pitch, like the defenders, the 2 at the back, the 3 in the middle, and then the 1 forward. Mm-hmm. And if you think about it like that, the number of players that can play in those 3 positions behind the lone striker we're pretty well stocked with players that I think are going to fit that role really, really well. Really well.
Okay, so this is where it sits at the minute. Actually, you spent 70 million. Yeah. And you have 150k still left. You're still well up there, right? And Matt, you've spent 105 million. You've 65k left. Okay. I'm going to run you through some names. They're more fringe players and loans, and just tell me where you sit with them. You probably won't include them in your main squad when we get to the end, but I just want to run through them anyway. So, Ashley, Dan's.
Keep.
Bobby Clark.
Keep.
McConnell.
Either stay or loan.
Okay, maybe a loan. Okay, Ben Doak.
I don't know what is his injury. I know he pulled out of the squad, but what is his injury? Does anyone know?
Either.
Okay, if it's a minor injury, I want Doak on loan. I want him playing football. I don't think he's getting enough minutes jumping in and out of our squad, and I think he needs to play against grown men because of his stature.
Yeah.
So if he's able to, I'm loaning him.
Okay. Cool. Scanlon.
Stay or loan.
Okay, so you're open to a loan. Owen Beck.
Same. Stay. Actually, I want to see him in preseason. I think that he could be good cover.
Okay.
But
surprised you both got rid of Simicast, but neither went near a left back, which was interesting.
I think Gomez is your left back cover.
Okay, yeah. I think Matfield.
I'm moving him in my head to right back, left back cover.
Okay, no problem. You want to see Owen Beck? That's cool. Calvin Ramsey, of course, gone on loan to Wigan, and then you've got young Chambers, who's another kind of left back. He's probably a loan option as well, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one that might stay is Clark.
Yeah.
And actually be part of the first team. I think he's sort of the one that's going to be treated like the new Elliott.
Yeah. Okay. Matt, where do you want to dance?
I think Dan stays, and he stays around the first team, actually.
Okay.
There's something about the way that Pep Lenders talks about Jaden Dans that it seems like the coaches of the old regime saw something in the kid. So he stays around the first team.
Yeah. Bobby Clark.
Bobby Clark goes on loan. I would look if Southampton, possibly, maybe Ipswich, a team that has just come up from the championship, would look at taking him on loan.
Okay. McConnell.
He can either go on loan or stay with the under 21s or 23s, whatever it is.
Okay. Doak.
Doak stays around until he gets fit again with his injury, and then we look at using him. The nice thing about Ben Doak is this year he qualifies for the B list for European competition because he's been with us for 2 years now in the FA, so he qualifies as homegrown and he doesn't have to be registered.
Yep.
So if he gets back into fitness, we can use him in some Champions League games because it's expanded, but it might just mean you play some real shit teams. So there could be some minutes there for him to play. But
okay. Then you've got Scanlon.
Same as McConnell. He can either go out on loan or go to the under 21s.
Owen Beck.
Owen Beck stays and is second string, third string, left back.
Okay. Ramsey's gone to Wigan, and Chambers. Same again.
Yeah, same as the other.
Okay. Let me run through the last four for you. So you've got Tyler Morton, Fabio Carvalho, you've got Vandenberg, and you've got Nat Phillips. Okay.
We don't have Reece Williams on that list.
No, I don't, because I don't know. Like he's genuinely going to be out of contract, and then he'll just go on loan.
Gav's not doing weird numbers, so he's just going to round him off to the nearest whole number, and that's zero.
Reece Williams is definitely seen out of contract at Liverpool and going for free or being released. There's no other way it's happening. Tyler Morton, Ashley.
Again, I want to see where he's at, but I think he's going to go.
Okay.
I said 12.
I'm going 10, right? Because I'm not doing the twos. So 10 million on Morton. Carvalho?
15.
15. You're selling as well. Okay. Vandenberg?
I would like to get 15 for him, but you can go down to 10 if you don't think so.
I don't know what I gave him the last time. I think we went. Did we go 10 or 15? We go 10. Let's go 10.
I think 15 seems fair.
I think that you can get 15.
Well, you are the director of football, actually, so you decide.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Michael
Edwards-esque
and drive a hard bargain.
60 million.
Yeah. Well, considering Ashley was paying some guy 35 million quid a week there, it was I forget what. Remember your man in the film?
Oh jeez.
$1 million. What was his name? I can't remember.
Austin Powers. Oh, Dr. Evil.
Yeah, Austin Powers. Yeah. Nat Phillips.
I think you're lucky if you can get him out of the club for 5.
Yeah, I think 5 is very fair. And I agree. I think you're lucky. I think that Celtic stint, Jesus Christ. I remember, I'll only watch Liverpool, and if something happens to be on, it happens to be on. Celtic happened to be on one day. And Jesus Christ. I think he come on as a sub. And at half time, I think he went back off. It was so fucking bad. It was so bad. Just as a matter of interest, that would give you 10, 25, 45, which would leave you with a net spend of 25 million quid across the whole summer. And we won't count the wages on them, but you've left yourself with 150k still left. Matt, what are you doing?
Morton. So I'm also selling Tyler Morton. I would look to get about 10 million for him, team at the top of the championship, but I would insert a 25 million pound buyback clause in his contract.
Okay. 10 million with a buyback. Okay.
Yep.
Carvalho.
Yeah, I'll take the same offer you had there for Carvalho,
15?
whatever that was, 10 or 15, sure.
Are you taking the same for Vandenberg?
Yeah, I would also possibly use him. Somebody in the chat said it might have been Jerry, of a little pot sweetener to get Kilman out of Wolves.
Throw him at Wolves for...
Yeah, throw him at Wolves, which if you can do that, if I don't know if it works against the PSR, like if the values offset each other, so the amount you're amortizing is less, or whether you have to take the full lump sums, but
well,
it seems like it could be a good landing spot for him.
Yeah, and Nat Phillips, are you taking the lucky 5 million?
I can't believe you're offering 5 million for Nat Phillips, because there's no way he doesn't see his contract out at Liverpool.
Yeah, well,
that's is he not on 60,000 a week?
Yeah, he got a mad bleeding deal.
Which is more than Luis Diaz is on.
Yeah.
So Nat Phillips is getting paid more than Luis Diaz. That's so. Yeah. He's worth 70 million in my books. $100 billion.
Right, so that would leave you with 10, 25, 25, 40, 45. So that would leave you with a £60 million spent. All right, so let me read out your squads so everybody can go mental after this. So starting with Ashley, who started with 350 grand as a buffer because of the Matip and the Thiago stuff. You end up with Alisson, Adrian Verbruggen, Trent, Gomez, Bradley, Kwanzaa, Kanate, Robertson, Van Dijk, and Kilman. You have Endo, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Elliott, Jones, Bajcetic, Ederson. And you have Jota, Nunez, Gakpo, Salah, and Bakayoko. Okay. You finish on a £25 million net spend with 150k still left. So you've saved money. You've saved $7.5 million a year on your wages. Let me see. That is your squad. Matt, you end up with Alisson, Adrian, Trafford, Trent, Gomez, Bradley, Kwanzaa, Robertson, Van Dijk, Kilman, and Brandtwaite. You've got Endo, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Elliott, Jones, Bajcetic, Ugarte, okay, or whatever way you want to say his name. And then you have Jota, Nunez, Gakpo, Salah, Mbeumo. That is your squads. So I'm sure people will rock in there and go 7 out of 10 and stuff like that. It's like an auction. Oh, go on, then I'll go away. Stuff like that. There's still a few names that haven't been mentioned this week. They've been mentioned in the chat. They've been mentioned in other areas that nobody's mentioned this week. And I'm not going to say them because I want to see how. I want to see if the show. Well, I'm doing mine tomorrow. I'm doing mine tomorrow, so I'll do mine tomorrow. Shawnee's doing Sunday, and then I want to get Keith. I want to get Emma, and I want to get a few other people. Just while now, listen, it mightn't run in order because stuff might happen. Arne Slot might, post on Instagram, and the whole world
die in a paragliding accident or something.
Jesus Christ! No, he might just say 2 or 3 lines, or Liverpool might allow him to talk. Oisin says 8 out of 10 for both for selling Costas. Like the thing about Tsimikas is, right? And look, he's at the club I don't know how many years now. He's not ousted Robertson. but there's a new manager coming in. Fair enough. Like, well, I get if people like go, you know, yeah, doesn't get the game time, boom, 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 whatever it means, and it goes. But why people seem to hate him? Like, you just fucking hate him. Like, it's like, no.
Can I explain? Because I've expressed hate for Kostas Tsimikas on some post-match shows. And I can tell you my main reason for despising Kostas Tsimikas in our team is because the ball goes out to him and it fucking dies at his feet. He's got a great left foot, but he is so reluctant to take the ball and drive us forward. So he'll get the ball on the left-hand side and the momentum is shifted from defense to offense and we're in the counterattack. But instead of pushing forward and getting his head up and looking to play like that Robertson ball that sweeps across the back line for a forward to run onto, he almost always takes a safe option and passes it back to Virgil. And maybe that's a coaching thing, maybe it's an ability thing, but it drives me absolutely mental that he doesn't ever just seem to want to take the ball and just go with it. So that's why I don't like him. So I was interested in both of you, you know, getting rid of Tsimikas and not bringing in a left back, because as much as I like actually shout on Bakayoko, and yours to an extent as well in Buemo, I just think the Bakayoko one is real forward planning one, especially with the contract, the situation with Salah. I was interested that nobody's kind of forward planning here. I think bar maybe Kev, with regards to left back, because if you don't like Tsimikas, that's fine. And my own opinion on Tsimikas is, I think he's a good left back, right? But I just don't think he fitted what Klopp wanted, right? But my take on the left back, Gav, is Robertson shouldn't break his collarbone again this year, so he should be more available than he was last season. He's shown no signs of dropping off. I think that Owen Beck could have a real strong breakthrough season for Liverpool. Like, all the words coming out of the Scottish, wherever he was, Dundee or wherever. I know it's Scotland, but Jarrell Kwanzaa was at fucking Bristol Rovers. And that's not a whole lot of levels higher than what Owen Beck was playing at. And to be in the SPL team of the season at the end of the year, I'd be willing to give him the shot, because I like the idea of having Gomez there as backup. He proved it last season. He's a more capable left back backup, especially because in my way of playing the team, very little Trent inverting. If you want to play Trent in midfield, I think I've got enough versatility in the squad that I've compiled to allow you to play Trent in midfield. You play Bradley at right back, and everything's kind of hunky-dory that way. If Owen Beck doesn't work out or you pick up another injury, I did have another shout that I wrote down here. 24-year-old, he's on a free transfer, played at Leicester, Luke Thomas, left back. You can go and pick up somebody like that who's sitting off the market. He's got Premier League experience. He's not fantastic. He's not going to be any worse than Kostas Tsimikas was. So I think that one's kind of a break even. I think the left back thing, if you're worried about it, if anybody's worried about it, like if we were to do this same scenario again in 6 weeks' time, if you were concerned about left back, I think you could go out and get somebody like that. Whereas getting a backup goalkeeper like this,
my thing is, like, it can be quite difficult with a new manager coming in as to what he wants, what he likes. You know, like I must go back and watch a bit of Feyenoord, because I can't remember the fullbacks being absolutely bombing on. It seems to me like they just go like, look, there's 3 forwards and there's a 10. And
right,
they
my question about
bombard,
that though,
right? But if I'm looking at this Liverpool
about this
squad,
gap, because I heard you say that
go on.
Did Feyenoord play like that? Did Slot play like that at Feyenoord because that's the style that he wants to play, or did he not have amazing fullbacks? Because we have world-class fullbacks.
I know, I get that, but like, and that's a fair point. But if I'm looking at this squad, right, for whatever we want, I think the right side of the attacker where Salah is, right, centre back and left back are the 3 problem areas for forward planning. Simple as that. So does Slot take the Slot? In my opinion, or the question I'd ask is, does Slot come in and go, right? Do I do some forward planning now, or do I let this run? Because if he lets it run and it doesn't go too well for him, then he has issues in other parts of the pitch, plus these 3 areas that he has to sort anyway. They're coming on. Like, it is coming. Like, the Salah stuff is coming. The Robertson stuff is coming. And so is the Van Dijk stuff. No matter what way you want to look at it, it's coming. And you're going to have to sort it. And you know what? When it comes to left back, I'm never overly upset when Tsimikas plays. I see people's point because they're used to Robertson bombing up and down. Personally, if you're selling Tsimikas, you're buying a left back that you can go in 2 years' time. He's our left back. That's the goal.
I think at least for me, I look at Bradley's progression from where I thought he was at the beginning of the season to where he is now.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm hoping that's Owen Beck on the other side.
Yeah.
I think that for the time being, there's other glaring holes in the squad that left back has enough cover. I think Joe Gomez is a better cover than Tsimikas is. And I'm okay with moving him there in the team. And I think you see if you can get that same breakout season from Owen Beck as you did with Bradley. And then you solve that problem. Because I don't want to, I don't think we've seen enough of him. And I think we're kind of spoiled with this rising star that is Bradley. And I don't know, until I know if Owen Beck has that ceiling, I'm not ready to jump in and put someone in his way.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. What I would say though is, I think Liverpool probably had an opportunity to move on because of Tsimikas. They probably had that opportunity in the last 12 months and they didn't. Now maybe they send Beck on loan and he's gone through the roof with how he's played and stuff like that. But they probably would have seen enough of him to go, you know what, this guy, let's give him a chance. But maybe you're right. Maybe he's gone away for a year and he's come on leaps and bounds. For me, forward planning wise, they're my three positions in my head. Only because, they're just players that aren't getting any younger. They played an awful lot of football. They're probably the three players that played the most football with Liverpool. Over the last 7-8 years, bar maybe Trent. But Trent's considerably younger than the three of them. But that's just where I am. Look, I'll go into a bit more tomorrow night with regards to what I would do. And yeah, it's interesting. I've loads to think about. I better write mine down actually for tomorrow night. But we will be here tomorrow night and we will talk about
notes, Gav. You gotta have a full page.
Notes. I'll just fucking ask someone else and they'll tell me. I'll be just like, what's that? And they'd be like, Ashley's just like, boom, boom, 60. And I'm like, cool. Yeah, perfect. That'll do. So, Ashley, make sure you're in the chat tomorrow with you, please. So that's it. We done well. We done an hour, just over an hour and 3 minutes. Oh, jeez, the timekeeping is fantastic. This week.
Can I tell you, Gav? I've made my team. I think you play a 4-2-3-1. I think you go into next season. I think Harvey Elliott gets a run of games starting in the 10.
Yeah,
I think Harvey Elliott is going to benefit from this more than just about any other player in the squad. He's going to be there from day one of summer camp. He seems like he's got a really good football brain about him. And the question of where does Harvey Elliott play in our midfield, I think might now be answered. I think whether it's the right side of that midfield three or playing the 10, there's just something about it. It feels like it's going to be a big season. Like I would put him in my starting 11 for the opening day.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Ashley, anything else before we go?
No, this is fun.
Yeah, you done well. Matt, you done well too. Anything else before we go?
No. It's this is something that might need to be revisited as time goes on, but it's a good way to start the silly season because it has been the furthest thing from silly. It has been. I know the transfer window is not even open yet, but there is just a dearth of news that isn't court cases.
Yeah. And the England squad got released today, which was fantastic, wasn't it?
It's another good thing about signing Branthwaite. He's not going to be at the Euros this summer.
Yeah, like literally, we can knock on his house tomorrow and go, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
And
here's your swipe pass to get into the parking garage at the AXA. Come on down.
Yeah.
I feel like we should be allowed like one addition at the end of the summer to this transfer window. Like if things change.
Okay. Oh, so you want to come back? You want to revisit this near the end and add somebody?
Oh, yeah. We're putting receipts out here. We may as well check them.
If Diaz doesn't go, the plans are going to have to change.
Yeah. Well, that just means that you were all terrible at trying to sort Liverpool out this summer.
This is,
Because
this is a
you
fun
can't
game
say
to hit on,
you can't
Jeff.
say at the end of the summer going, no, I was 100% right. These people at the club are completely fucking utterly wrong. Like, why weren't they listening to me? Did nobody send them the tape? That's not how it's going to work. Like, but no, look, I think it's fair. I think the Diaz stuff, it's a bit weird to me. The Diaz stuff, I'm being honest with you, it's a little bit weird. But then again, like someone said in the chat a while ago, how is his dad still in this country? Like, where has he got the visa from? Like, but it's still one of my favourite lines of the last 12 months.
I think a lot of us have slept on that. I think if you look back at the last season, I don't know if there's been many crazier stories in any season of the Premier League than Luis Diaz's parents getting kidnapped.
No, just his dad. His ma was alright, wasn't she?
No, she was gone for the first little bit, and then
yeah, she only went for a bit, and then they said she doesn't count. Like, they're not sitting in the same room. Like, listen, what I mean by that is, right? They're not sitting in the same room going, yeah, we both got abducted. The dad is definitely saying to the man, would you ever fuck off? You're only there for 2 days. I was gone for bleeding 3 weeks. Don't be trying to take as much credit as me for this. So that's where I am on that. So the man, yeah, she got taken, but she got sent back. You know what I mean? She just had a little holiday. He had a rather longer one. And if I'm Luis Diaz's dad, I'm fucking fuming at my wife if she's sitting and trying to put herself in the same bleeding echelons as me when it comes to being kidnapped. I'm absolutely fuming.
He won't bring it up once he's living in sunny Barcelona, right next to Pete. He'll be Mr.
He'll be
Diaz
in Barcelona with Pete and a load of fucking... Kieran says she just went for a sleepover. He'd be in Barcelona, right, with all the Colombia land down there, because Pete reckons there's a Colombia land down there. And he'd be sitting there going, did I ever tell you about the time I got kidnapped? Right?
a bunch of Colombians, and they're all like, Colombians we all have.
No, what happened? And then the wife...
He's going to be too busy dancing the whole time.
No, I'm telling you, the wife pipes up then and goes, it was awful. And then he goes, shh, stop. This isn't your story. You're only a bleeding, co-star. You're only an extra in this story. And then there's a big row between the two of them. And then nobody finds out.
Did you have it bad, Linda? Was it bad, Linda? Your 2 days that you were kidnapped for. 2 days?
But yeah,
that must have been
honestly,
so bad.
when they go back to Premier League years, you know the way they do Premier League years on Sky? I don't know if you get that. But like when they go back to 23, 24, like literally, like just Luis Diaz gone, my man and dad just got kidnapped. You know what I mean? But the worst thing was, he comes back.
He scores a goal and he shows that shirt that says "Liberty for Father." Like, even 10 years, if you see him score that goal and celebrate, you're like, "What the hell is that shirt all about?"
And the funny thing was, right, he goes through all that, comes back. I think he scores away at Luton. Is it Luton?
That's when he shows his shirt.
Right,
yeah.
and then like within 2 weeks, people are going, "He's awful. He's terrible. He's been awful this season." I'm like, literally, his family were abducted, mate. You know what I mean? At gunpoint. Will you give him a minute? But yeah, there you go. But we'll see what happens. It's a
catch and release thing, Ashley. If you let him go before 48 hours, you legally can't be charged with kidnapping.
Yeah, we just took a land of the mother. Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a misunderstanding.
But anyway, I think he gets a bad rap, Luis Diaz, overall, because
I mean, he is recovering from he was recovering from an injury too.
Yeah, he had a bad injury
More
the season before. He comes back.
Injured players out.
He comes back. His mother and father are abducted. He has to go through all that. He comes back. He scores. Then he has a little bit of a lull, and people are just hammering him. And they're like, "His dad got abducted. Don't care. What's that got to do with him putting the ball in the net?" I'm like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? That's fucking crazy. But listen, that's the way the world is. Anyway, we better run. That has been the Talkin Kop for tonight. Thanks a million to Ashley. Thanks a million to Matt. 2 great squads they put together. They've stayed. I think they've done really well on the spend, and I think they've done really well on the wages as well. Like, realistically, if you're FSG and you're saying, right, we have to change these players, and we're only spending a net of, on average there, 40 million quid between the two of you, and you're not spending any more wages, I think to be absolutely delighted with that. But we'll be back tomorrow. I am going to do tomorrow night, 9:30 tomorrow night, Friday night. I'm going to give you my squad as I see it for next season. That's been it. Talk to you in a bit. Over and out.